Good evening. It's a 1-hour royal special. I'm going to be asking all of my guests the question, should Harry be sacked? And I say that because he is fifth in line to the throne. He's also a duke. He has trashed not just his brother.
Oh, come on, man.
Just his brother, not just his father. He made, I think, in many ways, the last couple of years of the Queen's life far more difficult than it needed to be. He's proven that there is no private conversation, even at his grandfather's funeral.
Oh, my.
His grandfather's funeral that he won't use to try and profit on. And who's to say, if he was to come to the coronation, he wouldn't try and sell stories about that and make money out of it. He's admitted drug use. He's virtually advertised to a younger generation the benefits of using psychedelic drugs. He's proved that he is dim. He's proved that he is stupid. He's boasted about the numbers of Taliban that he's killed. All in all, I think this is a complete catastrophe. I think he should be sacked from those positions. That is my view. That is a debate we'll have. But one good thing...
Oh, dears. What do you mean?
He said the royal family aren't racist. Well, Cameron Walker is the GB News royal reporter. Let's try and start with the positive.
I mean, Nigel, there's a lot to unpack here, isn't there? We've got this memoir and 4 promotional interviews he has done, 1 in the United Kingdom and 3 in the United States. I think the overall theme really is his utter hatred of the British press and what he sees as their part in Princess Diana's death with the paparazzi, etc. That's the allegation. But in turn, that comes into the whole kind of family relationships breaking down, being damaged because of what he is alleging is the collusion between the press and the British royal family.
Yeah, little guy. Hey.
He alleges leaking and planting of stories, none of which has been...
In particular, Camilla.
Yeah.
Who's some sort of spin doctor, by the sounds of what Harry would say.
Oh, I know. Well, Nigel, Harry branded Camilla dangerous for what he said, for forging connections with the British press to make her image look good. That's the allegation. Of course, we've heard in the press that Camilla was always going to be king.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, every time I think they can't plummet new depths, these two, they're now comparing themselves to Nelson Mandela, who spent nearly 30 years in a 6x6 prison cell. Really? He went on to become the first black president for South Africa, a unifying leader of true greatness, one of the, well, actually the most impressive person I've ever interviewed in my life.
Oh, wow.
They are comparing their dash for freedom to a mansion in California where they now hawk out their royal titles for hundreds of millions of dollars.
What?
That's what Mandela did in their eyes? Well, to me, it's unbelievable. But maybe there are some out there that believe this stuff. Joining me now is the author and activist Natalie Collins, the former head of Royal Protection, Di Davis, and Talk TV contributor Esther Cracker. Well, let me start with you, Esther. You've been waiting patiently here.
Shut up, bro.
They're the new Mandela, apparently. Combined.
I just find the arrogance is incredible to demand an apology, because that's how you get an apology, by demanding one, a sincere and honest and open apology. I just think, you know, they officially declared war on the royal family by coming out with this Netflix documentary. They made it clear that they wanted no reconciliation, because you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't put your family through that if you really wanted open, genuine conversation and reconciliation.
But also, they just called Prince Charles a lying bully. Yeah. They've called Prince William
even worse.
Even worse. So they drove him out of the country with his, or he drove them out of the country with his bullying and lies.
What?
They've called the whole family a bunch of racists.
Why would you even want an apology from people like that are so negative in your view?
Well, I think I can understand why they're demanding apology, because they're so self-righteous about everything. They assume they're right about everything. I can't understand what on earth makes them think Charles and William would even consider being in the room with them right now.
But I do think there's an element of the longer that they can keep this feud going, that's more money in their bank account, because now everything they do, they'll just be like, oh, but what about William? How's your relationship with the royal family? How's your relationship with your father? And so it's basically, you know, a giant check that they've blank check they've signed.
How could you trust them not to just basically record everything that goes on if they did have a meeting like that?
That's a good question.
They would.
Let me go to Natalie Collins. Natalie, I'm aware there are people out there that completely disagree and think that they are true freedom fighters who were oppressed by the royal family and have taken their oppression now to this vast mansion in Montecito in Santa Barbara. It's a beautiful place. I've been down to that area. Lovely.
Okay.
Rolling ocean waves, beautiful lifestyle. Not my idea of what oppression looks like, but there we are. Each to their own. But let's get to this idea of an apology, that you can basically call a family a bunch of callous racists who refuse to let you get help for suicidal thoughts that you said you had, that made racist comments, apparently, that were so demeaning you had to allude to them on an Oprah Winfrey interview. You now call them a bunch of lying bullies, including the new king. Why would you expect anybody to sit down with you and apologise after you've done all the public trashing?
That doesn't make sense.
I think in the context of a column that was written today by Jeremy Clarkson, which described Meghan Markle as worse than Rose Weston and calling on people to have her stripped naked and throw excrement on her in the street, I think it's really important that we put the context of what Meghan and Harry are talking about in the context of the wider hatred, which, to be fair, you were a real pioneer in that hatred of Meghan Markle years ago.
Oh my God, will you let it go?
I don't hate Meghan Markle. I don't know. Hang on.
I think it's...
Hang on.
Well, I mean, you have made a career out of it.
You said I hate Meghan Markle. Let me be clear. I've never said I hate Meghan Markle. I don't.
So that was a lie.
Hate Meghan Markle. I hate what she's done to the royal family and to the monarchy and to the reputation of Britain. Only tonight, the New York Times has carried a major op-ed piece absolutely trashing this country as a racist country with a racist institution at the head of it, a callous institution that should be dismantled. So.
This is the worst.
Yeah, I see real damage in what Meghan Markle and Harry have both done now to the reputation of this country and to our monarchy. So, yeah, but I don't hate them individually as people. And in relation to the Clarkson column, which he's now issued a mea culpa over, I didn't think he should have put that in the column.
Why?
For my personal view, but he's now said he wishes he hadn't either. So, I don't see what that has to do with the wider picture of these two trashing their families and now demanding an apology.
Well, I think in the same way that you're saying you don't personally hate them, but you are opposed to what they stand for and what they're saying and how they've behaved, I think that's entirely the same argument that Meghan and Harry are making in their documentary and in the work that they've done, is saying that actually the way that they've been harmed by this institution, by this system, which, we cannot deny the impact of colonialism, we cannot deny the impact of this monarchy in terms of we have a history in this country of doing really terrible things for the places. And
What do you mean by that?
to deny that reality, to deny the impact of and the reality, this monarchy, how is it that in this day and age we have a group of people who are born into wealth and privilege just because of being born into it?
Stop it. Get some help.
It's absolutely
They're also responsible for developing the Commonwealth.
That is the norm.
They're also responsible for developing the Commonwealth, which has been one of the great success stories in the world. And of course, it's
not really Commonwealth, though, is it? The people who've got that wealth are mainly in the royal family, have a lot more wealth.
So you hate them because they've got money. So presumably by that yardstick, if you hate people who've got lots of money without actually earning or deserving it, you must also hate, therefore, the Sussexes, who've done nothing to deserve it other than trash their family.
Well,
Wait for it. Here it comes.
I think, I think there's a sense that, of course, people, we can't hate people because they're privileged, but what they're doing with it or how they're utilising it is really important as well. And I think there is a sense that we are also talking about a man who, as a boy, his mother was killed by a baying mob in the media and then was
actually, no, that's not true.
I'm sorry. To have a wife.
I'm sorry.
Was also
again, look, these are easy.
By a baying mob.
These are easy lies to say on television, but I'm afraid I have to hold you to account on them.
It's not a lie that his mother was killed.
Princess Diana was not killed by a baying mob.
It's not a lie.
Princess Diana was killed by a drunk driver. That was the official inquest report into her death.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
It was a drunk driver speeding who killed Princess Diana. So it wasn't a
in
baying
the
mob
context
that
of a
killed
media
her.
furore.
Well, you might want it to be a baying mob, and maybe Harry has grown up thinking it was a baying mob. I could tell 100 stories about the way his mother colluded with me as a newspaper editor with the paparazzi.
Oh, wow.
Or colluded with me over having a private lunch at Kensington Palace, giving me loads of stories, which she knew I would then have as informed information for my newspaper. I could tell the time that Diana rang me up and gave me an hour-long interview about a visit to a clinic she'd done, signed off on every page of the interview, which was faxed to her and returned with her